here we go. I've just come over to my favourite weightlifter and best friend Emma's to train, and it's a Wednesday, and we've decided we're going to do Whiteboard Wednesday. We don't yet have a whiteboard, so we've got a piece of paper up on the wall here, and basically what we're going to do each Wednesday, I'm going to come over to Emma's and train, and we're going to have a bit of a chat. So we thought we'd do is we'll just like take a little subject each week and talk about it and see how it goes. Bear with us, they'll probably get better as we go along. So it's 2020, I like the sound of 2020, it's got a real strong sound to it, and I turned 50 this year, so hoping for a really good year, and I wish you all a great 2020. Right, first subject. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pitch a question over to Emma, and then we're going to see where it goes from there. We're going to try and keep it to under 10 minutes. That's Emma's job, to stop me going down any rabbit holes. So here we go.
It's going to be a tough one.
What's the best way to train? Everyone's like on they're starting their New Year's resolutions at the moment. People are in gyms. People are enthused, ready to go. What should they be doing?
What should they be doing? I think so. Well, the first question to ask is, what is it you want to get out of training in the first place? So what's your why for training? Asking that question to yourself, figuring out what do you want to get from it. I know for me, I'm a weightlifter. I've got personal weightlifting goals. So actually the best way for me to train is to train the Olympic lifts, to train weightlifting, to get strong, to make my legs stronger. Lots of people have the goal of losing weight, for example. So that will be to have the goal in mind and then decide from there, what should you be doing to help?
Okay, cool. So what you're basically saying here is that you can't really, or we can't really give you an answer on what the best way to train is without knowing what your goal is, what you're trying to
Absolutely.
achieve.
Yeah, no, so I don't think there is any necessary right or wrong way to be training. I mean, there are wrong ways to train, but there's not necessarily, there's no one size fits all, this is the best thing to be doing. It always comes back to, what are your goals? I think there are ways that are better to train than not. So, and we can talk, strength training, So body weight, mastering your own body weight. From my perspective, you would say squatting and deadlifting, right? So I would say master your own body weight, learn how to create tension.
Yeah. Okay, so what? I guess the point that we're kind of both going to agree on here, we're certainly not going to agree on everything, which is why the video should be quite good. Is the training needs to be outcome based. So before you can decide what is best for you, is it to do Peloton? Is it to do F45? No. Is it to do CrossFit? What is it you should do? Really, you need to know what the outcome is that you want, so that you do the best style of training to get your outcome. Now, if that was for a sport, it's really easy to do because you've got a testing ground, which is your sport to go and do. So you train to get better at that sport. So really, it throws up the next question, which is kind of what's your why? Why are you doing this? And that really is what I think. Possibly that's quite deep, and we need to kind of like probably do that in another video.
Yeah, I think that's one for the next video.
Yeah, absolutely. Otherwise, we'll spend 10 minutes to talk about what's your why, and really this one we want to talk about types of training. So we've got to the fact that you need to know what your goal is, and how will you define success? What is your goal going to be? So how will you know when you've achieved that? And therefore, you can look at what you've got to do in between. What is important for you to do from now until you've achieved that success.
I think so. The important thing there is that obviously writing down a goal. The weightlifter, I have specific goals. If you're looking to lose weight, you have specific goals. You might not know exactly what the end goal is, but actually that's where coaching comes into it as well. And actually that's where you can I chat with you all the time about what my goals are, what's realistic. You tell me the Olympics is out of the question. So actually sitting down with a coach to help figure that out is a really important thing as well. So
obviously we have some pretty awkward conversations about what is realistic and what isn't. But I think that's
just don't know what I'm capable of.
Yeah, there is that, and also it throws up a big difference. Like I train, I certainly brand myself as a coach, not as an exerciser, a trainer, an athlete for sure. But I do love my training, and I still train, and I do still have goals. But mine are very different, and they are far more the parameters are wider. Maybe even a bit more vague, because I put longevity as one of the things that I now train for. I want my training to be able to keep me doing this as I go into my 50th year for at least another 20 years or so, and why not longer? Why not longer? Which means we need to look at types of training, because obviously, like, the way we both train is actually quite different, but with a lot of similarities.
But as you'll see, we're going to do the same session in a second, right? So you can still do the same training with different goals, different outcomes.